because, you know, it was just, there was, you know, when you're chasing after something, you know there's something there. It's like when Thomas Edison discovered electricity, he didn't walk over to the outlet and put his finger and go, oh, that's electricity. You know, he had to figure out how to do this. So there was times that it wasn't correct or it wasn't working. So you go through these stages where whatever you're doing sounds negative. And that negativity is where you grow, where you live. You can't wake up one day, no one, zero, no one wakes up playing like a motherfucker. No one. I don't care who it is. Picasso, when I went to the museum to see Picasso, man, right? He was drawing stick men at the beginning, and that's what I was doing too. So Picasso and I were on the same level for about 20 minutes before he went in. Right? And when I said stick man, that's what I used to, that's all I could draw. I couldn't draw anything else. Stick man, me and Picasso. And then the story is, I don't know if you still know the story, that his father was a famous painter. And then by the time the kid was 12 years old, he was blowing his father away. And the father stopped painting and quit for the rest of his life because the kid was so famous. That's deep. Understand what I'm saying? The son had painted better than the father by the time he was 12, and the father stopped painting. Wow, that's amazing. Amazing story. So, getting back to the triads, let me say this to you, see if you understand this. George, you translate this if you need to. I realized that a major triad is a minor triad inverted, and a minor triad is a major triad inverted. Augmented is from major third, diminished is from minor third. When I looked at all this, I realized that all triads are the same. Diminished. That's when I realized it doesn't matter when you play. That makes sense. Then do you need to translate that? Anyone need translation on that?
No.
I
don't know how well.
Anthony, what do you think? Major triad is minor. So what I'm saying is, when you have major triad, you have major third under minor third. Minor triad is minor third under major third. So it's really just a flip invert. Yeah. So then diminished is minor third, augmented is major third. So in the grand revolution, when I'm playing this like this, you know. Doesn't matter. You can't be a major third minor third, can you? I challenge you. Say yes, we're going to have to fight. No. I mean, you can hear, you might hear, oh, there goes a major triad. But the moment that major, huh?
Next moment is.
Yeah, it just goes. So, because of this revolution, you can play whatever you want, because the human ear can't track it, it can't follow it, it's too quick. I mean, if I play... then you can hear it. But when I'm playing it, all of a sudden, the listener has to listen to the music. Oh my God. He's listening. It forces the listener to listen. Understand what I'm saying? Understand that? And how many people listen to the music? How many musicians listen to the music? I wish I had a picture of that face. For the first time now, people are going to listen to you because they don't know what the hell you're playing. Rather than, you know, if, in a respectful sense, if you play bebop, we can all, most of us can understand. Okay, I already hear that. You know what I mean? So you can follow that. But if I take that same line and I go, C minor of 7. Okay, thank you, and good night. You understand what I'm saying? When you sit there and listen to them, think about a whole night. A whole night of that. People walk out of there like Cooper. When I play with my mentor, the Lovano, the father of Lovano and I is Frank Tiberi. I don't know if you're familiar. Frank Tiberi was with the Woody Herman Band for 20 years. And Frank Tiberius is a genius who lives in the next town from me. And when he came to Boston, I had never heard anything like that. And Lovato was like, oh yeah, guys, she's going to be moving to Eastern Mass. I'm like, what? That's maybe 15 minutes from me. So I had God in my backyard. God put God in my backyard. I said, thank you, God. So I would go over to his house, and he'd start playing me these, and I moved over to there. He would be playing me these tapes that he recorded with Coltrane, when Coltrane would come to Philadelphia, playing things that you never heard John play, because John played different at the gig than he did on the records. And I'm hearing this Coltrane, like these 25-minute 3-6-2-5 at the end of the tune, 25 minutes, you know, on and on and on and on and on. And just when you think it's going to end, it kept going. And Frank, and I would say, Frank, I don't know what the hell he's playing. It sounds so simple, but I know it's not. And Frank would just start laughing. But to have Frank near me allowed me to get gigs with him. You know, so I would get gigs because he would, if you talk about music with Frank, he'd get so spheric and so cosmic that it was way over my head. I was only about 30 years old at the time, so I didn't get it. So I was like, maybe I'll get gigs and we'll play. So I would get gigs and we'd start playing. He would blow me off the bandstand because I just didn't know what to play after I heard all of the sound. But I hung with him, and only in the last 15 years was I able to get up there and play something representative to what I felt I was about. You know? But growing up with him really gave me the insight to realize that there was another sound out there, rather than, I mean, you have the traditional sound, and then you have this something else. And the something else is undescribable. But the way I describe it is through the triadic approach. And this is a way I figured out how I can teach people what I play. And the triads are very simple. Triads are strong because they support the chord. So if you have E major over C major, that's chord over chord. So that's E, G sharp B over C, E, G. So that's a position. Okay, that's a position sound. It's really sharp 5 and all that. But with this multi-tonality, I'm showing you how to press all the triads against any chord. Okay, if you do it in this particular way. Okay, and the way you would practice this would be taking each grouping, major, minor, augmented, diminished, and practicing them individually. So first the major with half step in between, without repeating the inversion. So if you play root, the next triad, half step up or down, can't be repositioned. It's going to be either first or second inversion. If you go to the first inversion, then the next triad can't be first inversion. It's either going to be root or second inversion. Understand what I'm saying? So while you're playing this triad here, you've got to imagine what the next triad is going to be, and then the next triad, and then the next triad, and then the next triad. So you're light years ahead of yourself before you get there. Does that make sense? So I'm trying to teach you how to throw your mind. Rather than live here or exist here, you're existing here, but you're at the back of the room also. Over there. It's my concept, you know. It might sound crazy, but it is. And I like that because, again, in the way of Zen, you need to be everywhere. You know, like people get attacked because they're right here. It's the way that they look at it. It's like if you're aware, it's like when you go to New York, when you walk down the street in New York, even though my head's not turning, I see everything around. One time, I was with a girl, and for some reason, I didn't catch it, but we're walking down the street, the next thing, this guy has got his arm around my girlfriend, and we're walking together, and I didn't catch it. I was so mad at myself. He was, he was cool, but he had his arm around, like he saw we were like going to begin, so he comes up, and the black guy, he was really cool. Luckily, he was cool, otherwise he would have went down. But he had his arm around my girlfriend, so the three of us were walking down the street. And I didn't see it, and that really upset me because I'm usually aware of that. So, but getting back to the triad, it forces you, it causes you to think ahead. Because when people play, they play right here. You've got to be thinking about what's going to happen down the road so that you have this nice, well-organized soul. Okay, rather than playing all these things that you work out in the practice room, you take a chance on the bandstand and try to figure out the grand scheme of what's happening. Questions? Does that make sense? I think it does.
Can you give us a basic example of a drill? A short, basic drill where a person built it over little triads.
Okay, let me show you, I'll show you the sound of the major triads with half step in between. And I'll try not to repeat myself, okay? So what I mean by half step in between is if I play 1, 3, 5, D F sharp A, now I can only go up to A sharp or down to A flat or G sharp, depending on what I'm going to call. So if I go D F sharp A and I go down to, let's say I want to call it G sharp, which is going to be either G sharp major, E major, or C sharp major. Okay? So it's up to you. You can do whatever you want. It's up to you, but you try not to repeat yourself. At the beginning, you can figure out what the most removed intervallic structure would be. You dig, so you can go. Okay, which is why, because it's 5, 3, 4. Okay, so now I have the interval what?
Okay, I have one thing. So
Page 6.
you had one second inversion,
Right.
but then the next one started from the 5th, but it was also second inversion of the graph. It was 5th, 1,
Right.
and 6.
But it
There was
wasn't,
third.
it wasn't the same position as the previous.
Not the same position as a direction, maybe, but it's basically you have 2 second inversion triads one after another.
But directionally,
Directionally not.
and that's okay. Because if you go, this is when I consider it not correct. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I'm saying this is what you don't want to do to keep the variation. You don't want to go. Okay, that's 2 what? 2 first inversion, thank you. Okay, that's 2 first inversion. That's what you don't want to do. You can go.
Yeah, another one. Can you have 2 first inversions in reverse directions, one next to another?
Why not?
Okay.
As long as they don't go in the same direction.
Everything's
Okay?
cool.
As long as you don't go in the same direction, if you go, okay, that's the same direction. But you're right, it is the same structure, but because I displace the octave and where I'm going, it changes the direction of the whole sound. I mean, what we're talking about is something you do really slowly. Later on, I hate to say it, but you can go back and repeat yourself because I'm playing it so fast you can't hear it. So everything I'm telling you not to do, right? I'm telling you not to do this, you can do later, like my Zen master. Garzone, where's my hand? Right there, sir. Boom! Garzone, where's my hand? Right there, sir. Bam! Garzone, where's my hand? Garzone, where's my hand? Garzone, where's my hand? I don't see it, sir. Boom! But one time, I was cool. We were having a little conversation about whatever, this fly was going around us, and he was getting really pissed off, you know. And I don't know how I did it. He said, oh, fly, I'm a fly. Sir, don't worry. And I grabbed the fly. He looked at me. You couldn't believe it. I don't know how I did it. It was probably him directing me to get the fly. But isn't that a crazy story about where's my hand? Anyway, I was talking about, saying one of the things I said the other day. It's like not being a musician, it's being a magician. You're a magician, not a musician. You are a musician, but you're a magician. It's the art of baffling the ear. Okay?
You're a trickster.
Yeah, it's tricks. But I can't tell you the trick. If you buy the DVD, then I'll tell you the trick. There's no trick. There really isn't. There's really no tricks. There's no trick. You've got to practice. If you practice like the major track, you hear that. That's a very related sound, right? Cool. You go to the minor and you try that, all of a sudden your whole world changes, because that, when you flat that major third 1/2 step, it's so difficult to do that, because now your ear has to track where is that flat 3.